I'm Brittany Boddington, and you're watching The Boddington Experience. This week, we're taking it back to basics, and we're doing a do-it-yourself hunt in Montana. Let's go slow now. And I've got tags for elk and deer. We'll see what we can find. At least 4 elk. All good hunts really start at FWP. If you visit fwp.mt.gov, you'll be able to find your hunt planner. With a hunt planner, Google Earth, Onyx Maps, you'll be able to figure out what district you're interested in. Once you figure that out, you can call a local biologist and get an idea of what's going on in the area. That's the really cool part that sets Montana apart. So let's see what we can find.
This episode of BODX is brought to you by Global Sportsman's Network.
Craig Boddington, decorated Marine, award-winning writer, hunter, adventurer. He's explored 6 continents to hunt over 300 species of big game, and he's not done yet. This is the Boddington Experience.
Well, if you're wondering where I got this beast, it's borrowed from the producer of the show. So thankfully he lives in Montana and he's letting me borrow this thing for my hunting trip. Now we're at Capital Sports. We're gonna go see if they can help me out with a couple things I'm gonna need for the trip. Hey.
Hey, Brittany.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Hi, good. Good, I need help.
We're here for that.
My dad told me I need to get bear spray before I go hunting.
All right, let's go
Yeah,
get it.
so that's a definite. And then I probably need some other stuff along the way.
All right. Grizzly bears are out still.
Lovely.
So bear spray, we have Counter Salt, which is original bear spray developed in Montana.
Okay.
And this is what you need to use. I can show you how to use it, but the number one thing is you want to have it ready.
Okay.
You don't want to put it in your pack. It can't be in your purse.
So like on your body somewhere.
Yeah, it
okay.
needs to be just like a handgun would be,
Right.
ready to use. Well, it should be good hunting.
All right, well, thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate it.
Good luck.
All right, thanks.
It's an early start for Brittany as she meets up with local hunter Aaron Throckmorton.
Well, leading up to the hunt, I was concerned because there wasn't any snow in Montana, and I was worried that this was going to screw up the whole hunting season. But now, I mean, it's -7. How do you think this will affect the hunt?
It's going to affect the hunt in a good way. It has been very warm this year. The temperatures 5 days ago were 60 degrees, and now you can see we're almost 70-degree different. The cold weather along with the snow is going to help push the animals a little bit lower, which is going to increase the hunting odds for sure.
So you've been hunting here your whole life?
Yeah, I've been hunting here ever since I was 12 years old. I grew up hunting over in this part of the country with my dad, and now I bring my kids here almost every other weekend.
So how do you hunt the mule deer this time of year?
This time of year, the mule deer are rutting pretty heavy. It's the middle of November, so the best way to hunt them is spot and stalk. And if you can find some does, your chances are very good to find a good buck with them or following them.
So mule deer, is there any difference between their rut and other deer?
Not really in Montana. The whitetail and the mule deer rut around the exact same time. The main difference is with mule deer is the herds are a little bit bigger. I mean, you might see herds of up to 10 or 20 does with a buck or two with them. So that's about the only difference, but the rut time is the exact same for both deer species.
This is a nice change from the 110 in Mozambique.
Yeah, this is a world different.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it right now. I'm sure I'll be cold later, but for now it's fine.
You will be cold later. There's some milk tracks right here, Britt, from yesterday, if you can see them.
Oh, sweet.
It's a clear, frosty morning in western Montana, way below zero. Maybe the game's moving.
Probably chamber one and just put it on safe.
You don't need to.
Or do you leave it empty?
I leave it unchambered. I don't. You're gonna have plenty of time with mule deer.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the mule deer so much as the bear.
That's why you have the bear spray. You're fine.
Okay, all right.
You're fine. Okay, mark the truck on your GPS. I want you to go up in the saddle, and I want you to work back that ridge on the back side.
Okay,
There's
cool.
a bunch of timber up there that'll always hold some deer.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, if you hear a bang, it's me.
All right.
Well, it's time to hoof it, and it's plenty cold. Care has to be taken in these extreme temperatures. At below zero, breathing becomes difficult and you easily risk hypothermia or frostbite. Hunting alone is definitely a challenge.
There's a buck with this group of does. He jumped up. He must have seen me and just crested this little hill. But it's a tiny hill. I should be in the draw behind it. I'm just gonna try to close the gap. I'll probably try to drop to my butt if I can get a shot. Because if he's just over this rise, I'm not gonna have any trees or anything to rest on. We'll see how the distance is. If he's close, I can shoot offhand. I hit him on the shoulder, but he went down behind some brush. I just want to make sure he's still there.
Looks like Brittany's buck is down. Let's go take a closer look.
Okay, he's done. Oh my God. Beginner's luck all the way. Look at this guy. He's gorgeous. It doesn't get any better than this for your first do-it-yourself mule deer in Montana. This is amazing. I want to see where I hit him. Whew. Yeah. Hey, right where I was aiming. This is gonna be some good eats. Back straps and tenderloins are intact, no lead in there. This is awesome. I'll bet Aaron heard the shots. I'm gonna run over this ridge and see if I can't flag him down.
That is a beautiful Montana buck right there.
Oh
And for
my
your
God.
first one, you can't ask for anything better. Look at this buck. He looks like he's about 3 years old, I would guess, because his horns aren't super heavy yet. But he is very wide. He has deep forks, and this little broken point, this nub here, is an amazing character of this buck. And you earned this guy today, 12 below zero, and you're out here in Montana. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much, Aaron. This is so awesome. Okay. Okay, let's push it all the same. Yeah. Okay. This knife is awesome, actually. It's the first time I've used it.
You might be able just to reap on that side.
Oh, my hand is so warm.
A nice buck on the first day is a good start to what might be a fantastic Montana hunt.
Well, this is Mr. Dan Boyle. He's helping us fill out all our paperwork for our mule deer this morning. And we got him out in the truck, and I'm excited to show him. Yeah. What's the story behind these checkpoints? Why do they do this?
Well, there's ones that are checking to see if you have the proper license and tag, but this one's for information to decide what to harvest,
Oh, okay.
to set, you know, for
Keep
the
track
future.
of what's being taken.
Exactly, you know, how old they are. The biologist uses this information.
Have you seen a pattern over the last few years? Can you tell us which way we're going?
Overall, elk numbers in this part of the state for the south end of the Rocky Mountain front are actually doing really well, pretty strong. If you look at whitetail and mule deer numbers are all in all pretty good. Mule deer numbers are a little low compared to long-term average. Whitetail numbers, we had EHD come through this area last year, epizootic hemorrhagic disease, so it came through and it knocked whitetails down pretty good in spots, but around this area right here, actually numbers are still doing, for the most part, fairly well.
So why was the Sun River Game Range created?
In 1948 was when it was actually established, and it was established as Elk Winter Range. Starting in the 30s and early 40s, there was getting to be more and more of a presence of elk. At that time, mainly ranch properties, people trying to make a living off of ranching. Leading up to the purchase of the game range, there was actually one of these ranchers decided to sell the property. 1947, the Fish and Game Department at that time couldn't afford to buy it. They fronted it, held it for Fish and Game. We purchased it from them in 1948. It became Elk Winter Range at that time. At least a state-owned Elk Winter Range. Before then, it was actually Winter Range. It's always been Elk Winter Range, but it came the Game Range after that time, and it's demonstrated its importance since that time.
So where is it and how big is the Sun River Game Range?
The Sun River Game Range is located here in Augusta, Montana.
Okay.
Here's Augusta, and here's the Sun River Game Range itself. The entire game range itself is a little over 20,000 acres in size.
Well, I asked if I was cool enough to get my picture on the wall, and they said yes and printed one out. So there it is. I'm official. Safari Club International is first for hunters.
And Safari Club International Foundation, SCIF, is first for wildlife. You know, we're doing projects all over the world in so many areas trying to help wildlife and aid conservation. One of them is right here in the American West. Our mule deer herds have been in a long-term downhill slide for many, many years. Biologists really don't know why. Is it too many predators? Is it sagebrush eradication? Is it winters? Is it summers? We don't really know, but that's one of the projects that Safari Club International Foundation is using hunters' dollars to try to solve. 40 years ago, there were just great mule deer bucks in so many parts of the West. Hey, we've still got a lot of mule deer, but the herds are not what they used to be. And with your help, we can bring them back.
So join your local SCI chapter and get involved. Well, this morning we're headed from Helena to Avon. We're going to hunt in the Spotted Dog Wildlife Management Area, hunting District 215, and there it's legal for brow tine bulls. So I'm going to see what we can find.
It's another bitter morning at Road's End. Better make sure we get the bear spray, and let's get the truck location on the GPS.
All right, cool. There's a bird circling over there. There's probably a carcass of some kind. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch weapons, because if there's a bear, I'd rather use the bear spray than the rifle. So I'll just get ready just in case. All right. I'm obviously not the first one to find this. There's been Lots and lots of crow activity here. You can see there's blood everywhere. I'm gonna get out of here before something else finds it. Well, this is a good sign. They obviously use this path a lot. So hopefully they're on the other end of it. I'm gonna keep following. There's game trails here, there. It looks like they must use this area a lot. Just cut on all sides. Hopefully I'll bump them. Looks like it should flatten out up here a little. This looks like a good spot to glass. My dad always said, you gotta just decide something's there and then find it. I think that's about it for the morning. This squeaky snow's given me away. Probably bumped whatever elk were here, so I think I'm gonna call it for the morning. All right, well, feet got cold this morning, but I went into town, had some lunch, warmed up, and they suggested that we check out this lookout point. And sure enough, there's some cows and a little spiker over on that ridge. So hopefully there's more in here. I think we'll just hike down and take a look.
The tracks look fresh. It's time to move slow. Walking and glassing. There's hope as Brittany spots some activity on the far ridge. The question is, can she make it there in time? What little activity there was fades, just like the sun setting behind the mountain peaks. Tomorrow's another day.
Well, we're back here at Spotted Dog. We saw a lot of tracks the last time we were here. We got about 45 minutes until shooting light. So we're gonna get up on top and see if we can give it a shot. It looks like this is a road that actually goes into the timbers. It goes right along the border of the private land, so might as well walk the road, give it a shot. Okay, dropped a little red truck. I can find my way back.
Dawn comes slowly on another cold day in western Montana.
At least 4 elk against that timber line on the opposite side. I see 2 for sure are cows. I can't see close enough to see what the other 2 are, but I want to find out. I think there's more in there. I might have seen a glimmer of a 5th. They're pretty close to the private property line, so I'm gonna hug this timber and see how close I can get.
The elk are there, almost. Will they move on to the public land?
These elk are just hugging the fence line, and I'm gonna run out of cover right at the base of this hill, so rather than making a very obvious trek sideways across the base of this hill, I think I'm just gonna go straight at them.
Despite her efforts, the herd melts into the trees, as do hopes of finding a bull on this hunt.
You know, public land hunting has been an eye-opening experience. I'm learning a lot. I spend a lot of time on guided hunts and on private land, and public land hunting is a whole different ballgame. I'm learning a lot of respect for the hardcore public land hunters, and it's a very new experience for me. There's clearly very different markers for success with public land hunting. Seeing animals and getting close, that's a huge win in my book.